We took an ice cube, we basically put iced tea and triple sec in it, and some lime crystals. Then we took some Luxardo Maraschino liqueur. We threw an ounce of that in, and then we took some pineapple vodka that we made by absolutely demolishing a pineapple, because we thought these were sliced when it's just cored. So, this is the Sumerian Sunset a la Jeffrey.
Hi, my name is Jeffrey Patron, and on today's episode we're going to be doing something a little bit different. We're going to be, or at least I'm going to be, giving my hand at making a cocktail. Now this cocktail is called the Sumerian Sunset. Sunset? Or is it sunrise? I'm forgetting because I am woefully unprepared for this task. But we're doing this for friend of the channel, one Captain James Logan, or just James Logan, or however you wish to say his name, of the channel Geekvolution. And he recently mentioned it on a end of the year of 2019 live stream that he did, so I thought I'd give my hand at it. Can't talk today, but yeah, so we're gonna start by doing something in advance by taking some kind of liquid, in this case a youthberry tea by a company called Tivana, very light, low caffeine, putting it in some ice, chilling it down, then putting some triple sec in this ice mold, swirling it around, adding some crystallized lime, which has some citric acid, which will give it a little acidity, because there are apparently two things that I know about this cocktail, at least from where it was taken from, which is Star Trek. It's low in alcohol, and it is acidic. So, in terms of things that I can recreate. So we're going to try and get a nice little orb, act as part of the sunset aspect of this. And we're off to a good start, I hope. So let's dive right in to something else, and hopefully I'm not going to be holding my phone up at a crooked Dutch angle with some of my posters in the background. Also, I'm recording this in a bathroom, so let's make some pineapple vodka.
Okay, so here is how we make our pineapple vodka. So what we're gonna do is do a infusion using nitrous oxide. And to do that, of course, we're going to use a canister for whipping of the creme. What we're gonna do is struggle to open this. While I'm getting the pineapple, part of this pineapple vodka equation, all set up, I thought I'd talk a little bit more about the drink that I am trying to recreate. So there isn't really a set recipe for this, and I thought this would have been in chunks, but I guess I'm gonna have to rip it apart with my hands. We have a ungourgedly sized piece of pineapple that we're gonna just tear into bits. But originally this cocktail, the Sumerian Sunset, I believe, I once again could be wrong, I'm trying to do this on one, but it appeared in the Star Trek TNG episode called Conundrum, where Picard, I believe, makes it for, I'm forgetting her title, but Diana Troy, and not much is given on the cocktail, at least in that iteration, from what I can recall, but my Star Trek memory is not as great as the person who is responsible for this video, I would say, Cap, James, or however you'd like to call him, Mr. Geekvolution, let's just call him for the sake of convenience and my own sanity. But he's a big fan of Star Trek. He got me into Star Trek, specifically into TNG. There seems to be a lot of booze, or at least more booze in his version of the drink than I would have expected for this cocktail, at least reading up on the Sumerian sunset in a Star Trek wiki page, which describes the character of Montgomery Scott having tried the cocktail, describing it as being acidic or sour. I'm forgetting which one was which, but I'm going with more of the acidic side of things. I'm a big fan of limes and whatnot. Very weak and not much alcohol. I am not familiar with the context of the quote, at least at this time, but we have a decent amount of vodka. We're not trying to go overboard. This isn't, at least for the sake of this video, which could effectively just be called You Suck at Cocktails, because I've been watching a lot of videos of similar names recently. Anyway, so what we're going to do is take our pineapple, take our vodka, drop a nitrogen cartridge in, and don't whip it. So what we're going to do is effectively just give it a good shake. As a fellow from the channel Cocktail Chemistry would describe it as a non-suggestive shake, but this channel is all suggestion because nothing is in the content. And what we're going to do is just sort of let it hang out and release the gas afterwards. And then a plot twist, we're going to apply a second nitrous oxide cartridge, but not to our dum-dum brains. No, we're going to apply it to the dum-dum vodka. So, I know, right? So what you're going to want to do is, when the time comes, release the gas. And then when everything's gone, you're going to want to unscrew this. Drop the cold cartridge in your invisible pocket. And then apply the second cartridge for more pressure. Anyway, so now that you have this, and you've given it a nice shake, if you want to have it sit out and wait, you're more than welcome to, but we're in a hurry here at Jeffery Industries, so let's just release the gas now. And take the cartridge off. Cold. And what we are left with is some very nice pineapple vodka. Now I'm going to be an idiot. Now what I'm going to do is basically try and let the sizzling die down. Give you a little bit of a look inside the container, not that you really could tell. Give it a little shake. And while I do that, I'm going to tell you a little about the vodka that I used in this video. I used Indigenous, a vodka put together by, I'm actually forgetting the name of by Tuthill Town Spirits. They are known for the Hudson Baby Bourbon. They're based out of, almost said New Paltz, which is near it. They are based out of Gardenier, New York. Very lovely site. Highly recommend visiting. But what we're going to do is try and get just the vodka now. Basically, if you're interested in making more of this stuff, that's great. But since this cocktail is effectively a single serving for me, I didn't think that was necessary. But also considering the fact that I do not drink vodka at all, it is definitely, you can't really see it on camera, it's taken on a yellow hue. So let's get this cocktail really kicked into gear and actually make it, unfortunately. So Jeffrey's Sumerian sunset rise thing is... I'm gonna make it now. Okay, so since you're incredibly smart and you totally know how to make ice cubes, you will have found that you have lost actually a good bit of liquid, but this is all part of the plan. So what we're gonna do is take some maraschino liqueur. Yes, maraschino by Luxardo. I actually forget, I have not used this in a while, but it is a cherry liqueur that is amazing. Put that into the cube. Then we're gonna take, and that's 1 ounce of that. Then we're gonna basically see how much vodka that we have and basically aim for 2 ounces. Put that into the glass, just without care, without caution. Now, see, because I am doing this more just to see what these flavors would be like, and less so a actual artistic presentation of them, I am just going for throw some things into a thing, and then you have a thing. So that made no sense. I apologize that this video isn't actually like artistically put together, but this isn't really a set cocktail, it's more an idea, and I wanted to see what my just spur of the moment creation of that idea would create. So what we have is a relatively simple cocktail that involves advanced steps, but just more frou-frou-y, showy steps that you could do just to impress yourself. Is my brain just broken? So this is just very clean, almost, is the word. Whenever I use Luxardo, I just get this clean, shimmery, sherry kind of flavor. It is sour, but it's not overbearingly sour. It's a pleasant drink. The way the flavors interact is really interesting. Now, it would be interesting to add more to this cocktail, but since it is just thrown together, that's just more the spirit of this episode. What I would have perhaps done is use some kind of orange thing to have more of a color contrast, but considering that my favorite part of a sunset is the pink, shading in the sky, this for me is a knockout of the park, especially as someone who really does not like vodka or pineapple. So make it at your own peril, I guess.